Welcome back, and let's continue with tributes then for renowned playwright Athol Fugard, who passed away yesterday at the age of 92. In fact, a play titled My Children, My Africa is set to take place at the South Africa State Theatre in Pretoria today. That's where we find SABC News reporter Ofentse Setimo, who joins us now live. And Ofentse, my goodness, it's a great opportunity, of course, to really get into the meat of this great giant, as he's been described throughout the course of the past 24 hours, through plays like this.
Absolutely, and a good morning to you, Ayanda. I think the best way to actually experience a playwright is actually just to actually go to a theater and see some of the plays that they've created. But I'm joined now by Aubrey Sekhabi, who's the director of this particular play that's currently on. And I can tell you that it's actually a full house here at the State Theatre where, audiences have come through to come and witness this particular play. But Aubrey, thank you so much for your time. I heard you say that you're actually portraying it differently this time around compared to how it's actually been done. That is the play of My Africa, My Children.
Thank you very much and good morning. Yes, today is a very special day, given that we've just lost one of the most influential playwrights in South Africa, Athol Fugard, and we're opening his production of My Children, My Africa today. And our approach to it, My Children, My Africa was done in the 80s, and it was more poor theater and minimal sets and everything. But because we're putting it up in the big theater like the Opera Theater, just interpreting it, we decided to make it as humongous as it is now, so that it can even better inform the learners about the work.
Absolutely, and understand that the play goes on for like over 2 hours and 30 minutes. Can you just tell us what is the storyline all about?
Well, I mean, the storyline of My Children, My Africa is during those times of turmoil during apartheid, where this at this school, Zolila High, and two schools are there to compete. It's a debating competition, and then as the play goes along, Tammy and Isabel, they start to understand each other's lives, and the teacher, Mr. M, who really wants the kids to get education before freedom, whereas Tammy is starting to learn about freedom and education. He says that he has now new teachers who are no longer whispering. They're going to be speaking loud because they're going to be fighting for their education, for Bantu education to be scrapped. But for Isabel, she's coming into this world which is so poor, and she's starting to learn and understand and like the people. But unfortunately, it doesn't end well for Mr. M, and Tammy has to eventually flee the country when Mr. M has been murdered by the students because he resisted change. And so that's basically what you learn. But it's about the human stories, human beings that live together and have to understand each other and grow to understand each other's backgrounds.
Absolutely. And Mr. Fugard has been admired for actually working with people of other races before it actually became fashionable. What do you believe will be the legacy that he will leave behind?
I mean, he's left the legacy behind today. He's no more, but we are doing My Children, My Africa. So I think that is the greatest legacy. I mean, some of the works that he co-wrote with Dr. John Kanyen, that the Winston in Chona, they still exist. We're still doing those classics. I remember myself, I came across his work when I was doing my first year at Wits University in 1988, where we participated in No Good Friday, which was also a work that was done in collaboration, which meant that is the work that they had to go and find a place to rehearse, secret places to rehearse, because there were all these rules and laws that protected, that did not allow or rejected people mixing. So that way of working, workshopping place, workshop, collaboration, I think is important in South African theatre. And if you look, it's that work, there were always collaborations that has really made it. So it is, he has influenced South African theatre quite a lot, and my condolences goes to his family, to his friends, to Dr. John Kani, who's worked with him for a very long time. And yeah, it's a sad day for South African theatre indeed.
And what are your key takeaways, especially because you are in the same, profession as him?
Collaboration. But also he uses words, and he believes that words are so important. He even said that you can throw Molotovs, cocktails and everything, but the words remain in one's head. People live with those words when they hear them, and I think that's profound.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Let me not keep you from the opening of this particular play for today. It's actually Mr. Aubrey Sekhabi, who's the director of the play, that's actually here at State Theatre, saying that there's a lot that is learned from the late Mr. Athol Fugard, saying that, he was quite committed to the craft up until his last day. And in fact, his legacy is currently on as we speak now. Him not being here, but his plays are still actually being portrayed in some of the theatres across the country. In fact, there is a theatre that's actually named after him as well. I believe it's in Cape Town. And with that, is back to you, Ayanda.
It's Ofentse Setimo, live to us there from the State Theatre in Pretoria.